Right, the temperature's cooled down a bit so we can have a little walk and talk. This vlog is about cancer treatment for my mother-in-law and the cost of it. But before that, I missed out a few things I wanted to add on my vlog that I uploaded. China versus the Crazy Train and all the previous vlogs of that. Now I want to emphasize, one man's ignorance does not represent your whole nation, meaning good old JD with his peasant rant. And also, my ignorance doesn't represent 1.4 billion Chinese people. This is just my observation, my experience from what I see and feel in China. So if you disagree with it, by all means, debunk me. But I'm living it, breathing it every day for 6 months of the year in China. Secondly, famous Chinese man Bruce Lee said once, correct a wise man and he will thank you. Correct a fool and he will hate you. As simple as that. So I'm done with the silly hater comments, childish comments. But anyway, back to the vlog. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer last November. Now I brought this up because a few wanted to ask about healthcare and what have you. Now this is my experience. So rather than talk about other things that I don't know about, I'm talking about my experience now. Mid-November 2024, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer. 3 days after the diagnostic, she was being prepped for operation. One of her breasts removed and part of her underarm. And it took her three weeks recovery after that. Now, one thing about China healthcare is that most of the things you have to pay up front and then claim it back, but you claim it back within days. They don't try and sort of drag it out for months before you get the money back. I guess that's one downside. If you didn't have the money, you need to come up with the money first before you do it, but it wasn't really a big issue for us. Not that I'm rich by any far stretch of the imagination. It was, I think, about £1,000 and we got back 950 for 960 pounds or something. So about just a shade over $1,000 US, and we got back 95% of that. Now, after the 3 weeks recovery, because where my mother-in-law is in Onfai, which my daughter and my wife is traveling to right now, it's extremely hot in the summer and it's extremely cold in the winter. So we didn't want my mother-in-law to go through chemo in such harsh conditions and not many people to look after her. So we brought her to Guangdong province in Waijiao where we live. So we went through the chemo that way. She started all her prep and examinations in January. Because it wasn't in the different province, we had to go through some paperwork to get it all done. Now, we could have gone to 3 different hospitals. We could have gone to the local one, which was about 30 minutes drive away, or we could go to the best one in Waijiao, which was an hour drive away, or we could go to the best one in the province, in Guangdong province, which was 2 hours away. So it was a no-brainer. We went to the best one. And we saw a professor, and he suggested the treatment that we could go 2 ways. We could go for the government one, which was, again, we only pay 5% of it, which was the traditional chemo drugs. Or we could go for this advanced drug, which we had to pay for ourselves, which we couldn't claim back. I can be perfectly frank with you, it cost £800 for 8 sessions, so £100 a session. So $1,000 for the whole 8 session, we couldn't claim back. But the advantage of that particular chemo drug was that it was especially effective and gentle for the elderly. My mum-in-law is 72 years old. During the 8 sessions, which was a fortnight apart, so a shade over 3 months, 2 months, she actually gained 5 kilos during chemo, and she lost very, very little hair. So the whole thing cost us £800 or $1,000. The administration by the nurses and the doctors was free, was state provided. We just had to pay for the drug itself. So this is the general cost of chemotherapy in China. So this is the speed of it. I lost my mother when I was 19 to leukemia. So I have some experience with chemo treatment. So my mum-in-law was diagnosed mid-November 2024. She was declared cancer-free end of March, beginning of April. All done. All the chemo, everything was done. So that's the state of healthcare. I'm not gonna say the obvious, but that's my experience. Now, my wife's biological father had, I can't remember if it was liver cancer or lung cancer. I'm pretty sure it was liver cancer. This was pre-COVID. Now, this was another experience. He was given 6 months to live because it was terminal. Or we could pay £30,000, we as in the family, we could pay £30,000 or roughly 38,000 US dollars for a procedure that meant a pipe coming out the side of his body with a bag. I have no idea. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. That would prolong his life 6 months, and that was it. So we had the 6 months and the 6 months, so it would prolong his life by a year. And the whole family chipped together. All the family and friends, we contributed a few, and all the family and friends just contributed for that. Now, me personally, I said to my wife, if I was in that situation, don't waste the money, just let me go. Because I don't know what's worse, knowing that you've only got 12 months to live, or just live the final 6 months that you have in your life and just enjoy it, knowing that you're gonna go and not waste everybody's money. That's just me. Maybe I'm just cynical and shallow that way. But that was another experience. That was not state provided, that was an option. So that is expensive. So this is the vlog about cancer care in China. Thank you very much for watching. If you find this informative, share, like and subscribe. And I assure you, you will like, or I try to assure you that you will like the present one coming up. Going to be filmed by my wife and my little girl. Our niece, in previous vlogs I was talking about my niece working in Shenzhen coming out of university. It's my niece, not my daughter. A few of the comments saying my daughter this, my daughter that. My daughter is only 6 years old. No disrespect to the viewers, but just clear that up because I think my niece is going to be in the vlogs as well. So thank you for watching. I just wanted to get this out there before the peasant village vlog. Thank you.
Hello, I'm at the hospital and now it's 10:49 a.m. Okay, and there is the entrance of the hospital. And this is how many people inside the hospital reception. Let me flip over the camera. There's the entrance.
So I'm here for blood test, just a regular blood test. And this is doctor's surgery. Someone decided to smash all the windows for whatever reason. Why would you smash up a place that heals you?